Good morning. This morning we're going to be making a smoked pork loin. This is just kind of an experiment, and it's done on the theory of a 3-2-1 smoked ribs. And what we're going to do here is for 3 hours I am going to smoke it with a rub, which we're putting together now. And then for 2 hours I will put it in aluminum, and I am going to put a raspberry honey sauce over it, and we will smoke it for 2 hours like that, and then we will open it up and we will take it out and smoke it for 1 hour so that it will glaze up. This is our seasoning.
Got 1 tablespoon of peppercorns, a tablespoon of pink Himalayan salt, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder.
Now, because of the peppercorn, we're going to go ahead and do them in the spice grinder so the peppercorn will get ground up, but it's also a great way to mix it all up. So we're going to do that real quick. How long is that going to take? Just a couple seconds? Are you done already? Now you can, on this, you could coat your pork in mustard if you want first, or just put this on it. I'm just going to put this on it without the mustard because I think the moisture of the meat will hold it.
Basically, I just cracked the peppercorns. Got it all mixed together. You can see there's a few whole piece there, but they're big chunks of pepper and small chunks. And there's our rub.
Okay, we'll be back here in a minute when we get the pork ready to rub. Alright, I'm back. I got the essentials here. Cleaned up the pork loin. I did leave a little fat on there. I like a little fat for flavor. And you know, putting a rub on there is just simply get it down on there. Put some on this side. Put some on this side. Try to hit all the crevices. Try not to make too much of a mess in the kitchen. The wife will let you know if you do, though. Me, I'm just kind of rubbing it off all of this here now. I want to go ahead and get it all on there. I mean, it's only flavor.
I'll bring it the sides here.
Oh, I missed a bit, huh? Yep, that I did. Hey, might as well use it up there. Rub it in what I've got on the board here. Get it good and rubbed in on the ends. Now there, how's that look, huh? That looks like a nice piece of meat. Now I'll smoke that with that fat side up. That'll help keep some moisture on it. I'm gonna go get the smoker ready, and we'll put it in and I'll show you what I do there. So here's our meat. I'm gonna put it right in the middle of that wrap there. Excuse my back there. Put that in there. I've got the aluminum foil lined tray to catch any fat and grease that falls, because if it falls on your burner, it'll short it out. I lost my first one because I never put anything there to catch it. Within less than 2 years, that thing burned out. And then I'm going to add some pellets here. I find works better. Oh, I moved it here. I find the pellets work better for smoke than actually buying little chunks of wood. And I have that. But it doesn't seem to burn as well. And it doesn't take a whole lot of this here. So for this like $3 bag of wood chips, it'll last quite a while. So, got the meat in there. Got my wood chips in there. Got my drain pan in there. This here goes to here. And this is a remote sending unit with a temperature probe. And I'll just hang that in there, and that will let me know what the temperature is while I'm sitting on my fat butt in the living room there. Oop, we turn all that on. Put this in here. Make sure that probe is turned out there so it's not touching anything. Hook that up. Oh, excuse my hand here. Plug in my heat, my fire. And, excuse me again, plug it in up here. And then I will smoke this at between 225 and 235 for 3 hours, and then I'll come back out and we'll put it in aluminum. I'll be back when I get to that point. Okay, 7 years later. Well, 3 hours later. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this very good. But this is the first 3-hour bake. Get that out of there. In case you're wondering, yeah, that's kind of hot. Well, there it is. After 3 hours of baking and just the rub. So let's go in, get it wrapped up, and we'll bring it back out. Let's go in. Okay, so I'm going to put that in aluminum. And the trick is I've got to pour this on here and not make a mess and get banned from the kitchen. We're using a product here, a raspberry honey. I suspect you could use almost any jelly that you like an apple jelly would probably go really good. And the whole idea being is you're just pouring it on to create a glaze, and it gives it a little moisture to cook in for the next 2 hours, because you want the moisture for it to just keep the meat moist. And even though this is thick, when it gets warmed up, this will get really runny. What a mess. Well, it's typical honey, isn't it? Now let me get a knife here and we'll spread it around a little bit. Boy, that is thick. Like I said, this is experimental, but I think it's going to work out really good. Have a nice crust. Now what we're going to do is 2 hours like this in the aluminum. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, I think. I hate to say it, but we've had this jar for ages and never really found a use for it. Well, here's a use. Mind you, if it's too good, I wish I hadn't wasted it all, but yeah, anything with honey in it's always a challenge. So now the fun bit, wrapping it up. I find if you just take your time. I'm a little OCD, so I like things nice and, basically geometric. I'm more about geometric than I am about neat. This should really give that meat a chance to soak in all them flavors. And so we'll take it back out, put it back on. I don't think I need to show you that. I'm just sticking it back on the rack, closing the door, and I'm done. And I'll be back after 2 more hours when this is baked for 2 hours, and then we'll take this off and we'll bake it with nothing again, so that it will crust it, caramelize it. All right, and we'll be back when we bring this out. I'm going to try you a little different angle here. Maybe that'll work for you now. So this has been 2 hours in the aluminum foil, and I'm going to take it out, open it up, take the meat out, and put just the meat in. Actually, let me go in and get a big fork and a spatula or something to take that and move that meat with. I'll be back here in just a second. Okay, I'm back. I was kidding when I said just a second. I'm going to put that probe into the meat this time. So let's get the meat out. I think I'll use 2 gloves. And hang on to the heat there. Okay, let's pull you up over here. Maybe I won't be getting in too much of your way. Ooh, look at it's coming out. That's alright, because I'm going to take it out of here. That's why I brought this pan here, was so that... Dang, it's hot. That one thing, juice tastes good. Yeah, I'm gonna back you off here so I can get to it. Open this back up, pull this rack out a little bit. And then we're gonna put that like that and let that thing cook like that. Put the probe in there. Sorry about the arm there. Anyhow, and now we'll let her finish probably one more hour, but I'll be watching the temperature inside of the actual meat internal. I'm shooting for 145 to 165. Anywhere in there, but a minimum of 145. And I suppose you could take it out at 140, wrap it up, and it would continue on up and go up to 145. But when it comes to meat, I generally don't take chances. I just wait the extra little bit to get it right. So we'll be back when it comes out and we do a taste test. See you then. Okay, there she is, the finished product. I forgot to film. Okay, I'll come clean. I went ahead and had dinner. We had some slices off of it. I'll slice up the rest of this probably for lunch meat. But so you can see it here. Come out looking really nice. We thought that the flavors was nice. It gave it a sweetness, which was really nice. But when you do a slice, you want to get the outer edge of that had that flavor. But the pork itself was well done and done nicely, and it's something we'll do again. We'll probably play around with the flavors. I mean, to buy a jar of honey mustard, raspberry, whatever it was, if I remember right, it was kind of pricey. It sounded good at the time, but we never knew what to do with it. But this came out perfect. So I don't know. We might buy some honey mustard and throw a little raspberry jelly in there and do it like that, or maybe just put the raspberry jelly on, or just the honey mustard. But definitely well worth it. I bought it on sale, and we'll end up getting, probably a week's worth of lunch meat out of it. That's one of the reasons we use the slicer. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we hope to see you again soon. May God bless everything you do.